How's it going, Dragon Ball Z fans? We are back once again here today with another community discussion video for you all today. Today, we are going to be talking about some of the most overrated characters in Dragon Ball, particularly the most overrated character in Dragon Ball today. Now, I asked you guys a couple of hours ago what you all thought and who you all thought were some of the most overrated characters in Dragon Ball history, and a large margin of the votes, a lot of you guys seem to have happened to went with the same decision and same answer that I had, which happened to be the one and only legendary Super Saiyan Broccoli, aka Mr. Broly himself. Now, a lot of you guys may agree with this, some of you guys may disagree. There are a lot of Broly fans out there that will actually fight this to the very grave, but I feel personally, in my humble opinion, that Broly is the most overrated character in Dragon Ball today. Now, some people out there have different opinions. Some may say it's Future Trunks, some may say it's Beerus, some people may say it's Gohan, it's Goku. I personally think it's Broly. Now, the reasons for that is because, number one, his power was compared to Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan during the first legendary Super Saiyan Broly movie, when Broly pretty much overcame the odds and took on 5 fighters at once, and that is just completely absurd. The reason why people were talking about how his power was comparable to Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan was because he was able to handle all the Saiyans at once, and that is absolutely absurd. Number two, he was often referred to as being the original Super Saiyan in history, which in fact he was not. He was not the original Super Saiyan. He was never the first to truly become the first ever Super Saiyan amongst that race. Number three, he was referenced on, being a Super Saiyan Devil once Battle of Gods came out by fans, pretty much an opposite to Super Saiyan God, because in real life we have a God and a devil, so people often compared him, they were often saying, oh well, if there's a Super Saiyan God, there must be a Super Saiyan Devil, and of course, Broly is that devil, because in one of the Budokai games, he did say, I am a devil, so that right there is just insane in and of itself. His backstory, to me at least, is very mediocre. He's wanting to kill Goku all because he made him cry as a baby? Really? I mean, is that all you can conjure up here? And then on the fact that his dialogue is very lackluster. Kakarot, or you want to die like a bug? It's just like, what? I can understand other characters out there having a very, just diverse dialogue and just like very interesting characteristics going on with their character in and of itself, but Broly never had any character. It was more or less him just screaming, my power's rising, and all that kind of stuff, and it was just like, alright, we get it. You're supposed to be a juggernaut, you're supposed to be a tank, you're supposed to be this brute of a Saiyan, but at the same time, he never really had any brains to back up his strength. And the reason why I say that is because if you pay attention to the Broly movies and you observe him as a character, he doesn't really do anything that's very interesting. All he does is charge at people. He attacks very, just very wildly, and he's like a giant, wild animal that doesn't know any better. So Broly to me is very overrated because obviously people compared him to Cell, and of course I've done a discussion video on Cell versus Broly before, and I will be doing it again later down the road, and I'm going to be having a community discussion with you guys on what your thoughts are on that, but I digress. People were comparing that, his power to Cell. They were saying, oh man, Broly took on 5 guys, he would smash Cell easily, and that's not even the case in my opinion. So even in the movies itself, right, like all 3 movies that he was featured in, he never really had any character development. You didn't really grow attached to Broly as a character. I mean, yeah, you recognized his strength and all of his feats, and the fact that he was able to blow up a planet right before everyone's very eyes, and the fact that he was able to stomp out Goku. I mean, like, name someone who never stomped out Goku. I mean, if you want to talk about now non-canon, Janemba, Broly, Bojack, Super 13, Lord Slug, they all stomped out Broly. So I mean, just because Broly stomped out Goku doesn't mean that he's any more powerful than anyone else. Like there have been other villains out there that have done the exact same thing. So what makes Broly different here? Nothing. He is a giant 9-foot, 10-foot Saiyan weighing in at about, what, 1 or 2 tons. He's very ominous looking. He's very impressive. His physical stature is insane. I mean, he's literally the biggest Saiyan, I think, that ever came out of that planet, because he's just raw power, like muscular and whatever. But still, he doesn't grow attached to the audience as much as anyone else, because you can relate to Future Trunks having to come back into the past and warn about his future and talk about how there's an impending doom coming. You can relate to Vegeta, who's striving to become the very best and who's always trying to put, everything he has on the line just to prove that he is the Prince of Saiyans and that he is the strongest. And you have Goku that you can relate to because he wants to test himself. He always wants to fight for the sake of mankind and for his people and his family, and he will do anything to protect the ones that he loves. Broly, on the other hand, you can't relate to him. There is no correlation with the fans or the character himself. Now, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy playing as Broly on on the Dragon Ball games, I loved playing as Super Saiyan 3 Broly in Raging Blast 2. I loved playing as Broly in Xenoverse and Battle of Z and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem playing with the character, but having to watch him bestow the screen and be there and just, you know, having to have some sort of, you know, connection with the other Saiyan, it's just bad, because when he was in his original form, when he was confronted by Goku, he was having all these like nervous breakdowns and stuff. Like, some people even might say, oh yeah, Broly's a schizophrenic, like he's just insane if you really want to break it down to the nit and gritty, but I don't buy that at all. I mean, again, I love the character design. I love the way Broly approaches his enemies with just like raw, unmitigated power. Like, he will charge at you, he will literally come at you instead of you coming at him. But the overall backstory to him is just very overrated. People hype him up to be the second coming of Jesus Christ. I mean, even comparing his Super Saiyan 4 form in Dragon Ball Heroes, in Dragon Ball AF and stuff like that, all of the fan-made stuff, you know, people have often said, yeah, Super Saiyan 4 Broly, he could kill Gogeta. Super Saiyan 4 Broly, he could destroy Omega. He could destroy Beerus. He can even compare to, you know, Whis and destroy him. People out there have been, you know, giving Broly way too much credit than what he deserves. Don't get me wrong, Broly is a little interesting because I personally would love to know what goes through his brain. Like, what does this guy think of every single time he sees Goku? What does he think of every single time he's fighting and stuff? I would like to know what he thinks about mentally or during battle and stuff like that. But overall, his character design is alright, but just his backstory, the way he approaches the situation when it comes to fans giving him way too much credit than what he deserves. I think that Broly is definitely the most overrated character. Now, I may say, some people may disagree. Some people might say, well, it's Beerus because he's very one-dimensional. Some people might say, oh, it's Goku because he's an unbeatable hero. Some people even might say Vegeta because he's very overconfident and stuff like that, and people don't really can attach to that as much. But let me know down below on who you guys think is the most overrated character in Dragon Ball history today. Is it Goku, Vegeta, Gohan? Is it Broly? Is it Beerus? Is it Whis? Is it Gogeta? Is it Vegito? Is it Hercule? Is it Yamcha? Tien? Is it Korin? Is it King Kai? Is it Piccolo? Let me know down below, everybody. Once again, thank you all for watching. If you guys are Dragon Ball Z fans, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for all the latest news, information, updates, and what-if battles. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to smash that like button with the power of 10,000 Kamehameha waves. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Stay tuned for more, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed. May the power of the Kais be with you, and I'll be seeing you all in the next discussion episode. Take it easy, Unreal Nation. Peace.